Good afternoon and welcome to Wembley for the Littlewoods Challenge Cup final between Arsenal and Liverpool. It's a final with all the necessary ingredients. Two powerful teams with bulging trophy cabinets, steeped in tradition and success and littered with international players. Their supporters no less worthy, certainly in number and passion. And if you add a touch of north-south rivalry, you'll understand why the atmosphere is electric, the noise deafening and the level of expectancy high, to say the least. But just a quick look at how the teams got to Wembley. Arsenal started by beating Huddersfield in a two-legger, followed by a run of 3 comfortable home wins, before finally overcoming their North London rival Spurs at the last gasp in the deciding game. As for Liverpool, as you can see, they narrowly squeaked home against Fulham and Leicester, beat Coventry at the second attempt, Everton at the first, and finally Southampton in their two-legged semi-final.
Both camps are fairly confident, as you can imagine. Arsenal arrived first, no injury problems whatever. As for Liverpool, well, they've got all sorts of walking wounding, including Mark Lawrenson, and Lawrenson we hope to talk to later on. But just 2 or 3 little doubts, particularly about Steve McMahon and a groin injury.
And you can see there the players in the tunnel waiting to come out. A very nerve-wracking moment for all concerned. I said deafening earlier on, and you probably noticed that as Bob was bringing you up to date with the latest information and opinions from that level. Trevor, you've experienced this moment.
That's the most nerve-wracking moment, actually. You get up to there and then they keep you waiting for the signal just over by the presentation area. And as you can see, the lads fidgeting, and the best sensation of the whole day is just when you walk out of that tunnel and then the whole ground erupts. And certainly with Arsenal, the younger lads, there's Martin Hayes, he doesn't look too disturbed, does he? But he's only a youngster. Paul Davis, who's been a really key player for them. And here they go.
Right, that's it as far as we're able to go in anticipation of events in the Littlewoods Challenge Cup final. So for the reality, as the players come onto the field, we join Bobby Charlton again and your match commentator, Barry Davis.
Certainly a very colourful Sunday afternoon out. On the two teams, first a look at Arsenal, who are wearing, as I said, the red shirts. 3 players who played here in Wembley finals before. David O'Leary, who played in the 3 FA Cup finals on the trot. Viv Anderson, who's played here for Nottingham Forest, indeed played against Liverpool in this competition, and Steve Williams on the losing side for Southampton against Nottingham Forest. A young side that has served Arsenal so well this season, irrespective of what happens this afternoon. Liverpool's 19 winning medals are amassed by 6 players, with Kenny Dalglish having played in all 4 successes. Rush didn't play in the first one here, but he did play in the replay. But they've lost 3 of their back 4 compared with last May in the FA Cup final. Jim Beglin, Mark Lawrenson and Steve Nicol are all injured, as is Kevin McDonald. So if you add to that the fact that Kenny Dalglish is on the substitutes bench, there are 5 changes between last May and this April. Here's the man who so many people feel will make the headlines, making perhaps his last appearance here at Wembley, and that fantastic record, which includes 3 goals this season in the Littlewoods competition. Nicholas, who I think it's fair to say gets rather more publicity than his actual achievements may deserve, but this is surely a setting for him. And number 7 there, David Rocastle, the man whose goal in the dying seconds of the 3rd match in the semi-final contest against Tottenham brought Arsenal to Wembley. On the benches, the managers and their assistants and the physiotherapists. Ronnie Moran at the far end, Gary Lewin, the physiotherapist of Arsenal, nearest to camera. George Graham taking a central position on the ground, where I am still convinced he scored for Arsenal in 1971. Although the record books give it to Eddie Kelly. Arsenal with their supporters behind them in every sense. The standing number massed behind the right-hand goal. And an early touch for the Liverpool goalkeeper Bruce Grobbelaar. And the backs of Anfield are behind him. First challenge between Sanson and Craig Johnston. Hayes, and the first offside decision. And let us hope there won't be too many of those. Both teams coming into the final with problems with their form. Arsenal can't score goals, only managed 1 in 9 games. Liverpool beaten in their last 2 league games, and that hasn't happened since autumn '84. There's a spare boot on the pitch, you may have noticed, and it's never happened under the reign of Kenny Dalglish. Defeat in 2 consecutive games. The boot belongs to Craig Johnston and is reclaimed. That's a great little turn, but he showed a bit too much. Gillespie wearing number 2, playing in the centre of the defence as expected. Barry Benison wearing number 3, playing at right back. Rush. Johnston with 2 feet, used the right one that wasn't actually done up. Molby, the man who turned the FA Cup final against Everton. That's a useful ball by McMahon to Rush. Well, the pass was a great deal better than the finish, it should be said. And I hesitate to say it about such a quality striker, but he was in a little bit of a rush then, but not in the sense that we usually see.
Very interesting there that Niall Quinn was unopposed for a corner kick. Alan Hansen did lose him, and the absence of Mark Lawrenson obviously going to be very important when it comes to cross balls like that.
Tremendous length of clearance, and Rush has got away from O'Leary. Here's Craig Johnston! Brilliant stop! Craig Johnston turns in disbelief. Really was a very good stop by John Lucas. An excellent ball. O'Leary seemed to have it slip slightly, but it was very well claimed in fact by Rush. And here comes Craig Johnston. What a good save. Couldn't have been closer. Solidly out by Adams. Molby. Whelan. Plenty of space for Craig Johnston. Walsh in the middle, so is Rush. Gillespie. And the flag up for offside. Anderson. Little push by Hansen. Well, a nice little flick on too by Niall Quinn. Free kick, almost dead centre. And around 25 yards. Charlie Nicholas might be prepared to try for the curler. Arsenal got 3 behind the wall. Nicholas with a daisy cutter, well played by Williams, took Rush out of it. Rocastle, 5 Arsenal players waiting, not a good cross. Williams, hanging a bit. Quinn appealed to the referee, but I don't think really there was any infringement upon Martin Hayes. 10 minutes gone and the last 5 seem to go quicker than the first 5. But still no score. Wondering all week whether the fact that the teams have not been in such good form would in fact produce a more open final. In a curious way the pressures might be taken off the level of expectancy. It's quite a promising start, I think. Hesitation on the ball by two players then.
Yeah, we've got a cracking match on our hands here. The young Arsenal players in midfield, Davis, Rocastle, Williams, all closing the men down and not giving Liverpool the time and the space that they want. Added to that, the pace that Rush has given them up front is a tremendous thing for Liverpool and something that Arsenal really have to worry about. Anything sent from the back is going to be a big problem. He's so fast.
Well, this is a side I always like to see when Alan Hansen comes forward. He's one of the best carriers of the ball in the game. Jan Mulby. The flag stayed down, and rightly. Forward intelligence, and the suspicions are that Anderson wasn't too happy about the cover there. And he'd be right, wouldn't he? Let's be very keen to get to the ball before Quinn. Johnson. O'Leary. Very lucky that it fell to Viv Anderson. Rocastle. 2 up against 2. Venison now puts the odds in favour of the defenders. Free kick against Ronnie Whelan. Referee wants a word. And so does George Graham. But on different subjects, he no doubt will be delighted to see that the youngest player on the pitch, David Rocastle, still 19, is prepared to run at people at Wembley too, and this is the place to run at people. This free kick coming on the quarter of an hour point. Double R takes it cleanly. Mulby. Mistake by Kenny Sampson, who took a swing at it. 3 up on the far side. Mulby on the dog track. But the Arsenal skipper Kenny Sampson has made quite a nervous start to this final. Really took a swing at it and enabled Johnson to try to build. It eventually came to Mulby, and the end was a bit of a disappointment from Liverpool's point of view. Ronnie Whelan, Rocastle across there quickly, but again the long ball played from the back, and again the recipient is Rush. 3 against 3 across the 18-yard line. This is Ronnie Whelan, offside against Walsh. Good organisation of the Arsenal defence. Nobody really likes to see the offside flag, but there are moments, and that was one, when that tactic is perfectly fair. It's when it's done 10 yards inside the half that it gets on one's nerves.
Arsenal, I don't think, as adept at the offside trap as Liverpool, and Rush also had a look then before he actually got into his position. He read it well.
Craig Johnson. This time he's beaten in the shadows, or is he? Yes, the free kick is Arsenal's right. Causing problems with Theo Foley. Bob Paisley down there on the bench for Liverpool, you notice in the centre with the suit. Kenny Dalglish on the right as well. Rush. Mulby. That's a great ball. This is Steve McMahon. O'Leary coming across. He's left Rush. Such a familiar sight. Arsenal caught absolutely dead. The ball from McMahon. Look at O'Leary. He comes across here. Nobody is getting to Rush. And all that started very early on when Arsenal had too many men caught forward. They didn't get back in midfield. The back four was exposed. And Rush, as ever, finds the finish. And Arsenal desperately trying to get out of their mind that infernal statistic. The goal in the 23rd minute. Rush's 202nd in his Liverpool career, in which he's played in a cup final every season. And it's set forward the Anfield chorus behind Bruce Grobbelaar's goal.
I think there's a tremendous psychological barrier now that Arsenal have to overcome, particularly with the young players. It's not gone well for them in the middle of the field. Moby and McMahon have been winning all the tackles, all the 50-50 balls, and it was just a case of when Liverpool were going to score. Williams now has to get the team together, the experienced lads of Arsenal, and get these young lads running. Otherwise, it could be slightly embarrassed, because Liverpool are well and truly on top and enjoying every minute of it.
And I think it is interesting to note that goal scored by Ian Rush in the 23rd minute is the first goal that Liverpool have ever scored in the first half of a cup final. So many of their finals have gone to extra time, and the earliest goal was scored by Jimmy Case in the final of '77, when in the end Liverpool lost. That came in the 52nd minute. Here's Alan Hansen. Good stretch by Anderson. Walsh. Sorry, Nicholas has got to make up his mind rather quicker than that. And barely a flag is waved. And you must know which end we're looking at. But Arsenal were dead against Tottenham. Nicholas. You remember they were behind in the first leg against Tottenham. They were 2-0 down on aggregate. They came back to take it to a third match. And they were going out of the cup with just 8 minutes left, and they made it to the final. Johnston for Liverpool. Mulby. Whelan. Arsenal yet to get the right side going, and apart from all the other problems, a lot of that is due to the performance of Nigel Spackman. This is Ronnie Whelan able to appear in the midfield with Spackman covering him. But Spackman, who really isn't considered as a left side midfield player, is filling that role and denying Arsenal space down the left. There he is now, number 4. That's a nice turn. Nicholas. Davis. Well, the first test, it seemed, but in fact, not so. Well struck, but Grobbelaar didn't touch it. And it looked as though it came off the outside of the post. And that's increased the number of flags waving at the right-hand end. Very fluent shot from a very fluent player, Paul Davis. I suspect Bruce Grobbelaar might have been a bit surprised to find that it made contact with the woodwork. Push by Hansen. A slight ache of the jaw for Niall Quinn. Only Whelan having a few words. That's looking down from our camera behind Bruce Grobbelaar's goal. Arsenal in great need of a strike. May go through the legs to Davis or for Nicholas. Look at them poised. You think it was just out of 100 metres. Davis hit the wall. Sanson. Anderson. out again. Nicholas makes the touch here, and it's 1-1. And somebody needs to tell George Graham, it would appear from that picture, that his team has just scored. Not a flicker of the eyelid. And the observation's been made, and it's a good one, but neither did the eyelid flicker when they went behind. Always was a cool customer. That's outside the box. Rush is in the middle. Walsh is just behind him. 3 to come from the far side. And I think an offside in the end.
Well, what a change round, eh? Who would have believed it? But they've got the little break they wanted Arsenal. They're back in the game, and that's the thing that's going to lift them.
Williams to Adams. To Nicholas. To Davis. He's more inclined to start from wider in these last few moments. Challenge was by Gillespie, shot was by Hayes. Got a deflection, it will be a corner. Mr. Shachter looks at his watch. Williams to take it. Time for the corner and not much more, I would think. Hayes is in front of Grobbelaar. Rocastle, well, he had to have a dig. And the last shot of the half is at Liverpool's end. But the crowd applauding an excellent 45 minutes, with Ian Rush giving Liverpool the lead in the 23rd minute. At that stage, Arsenal in serious difficulty, but they came back with Charlie Nicholas getting the final touch to a number of ricochets, which followed a free kick. So far, I think, rather better than the match expected. People said it was going to be very tight, but there have been opportunities. People have been prepared to run with the ball, and both goals were scored rather than given away. They were made with some good football, which beat the opposition's defence. Which both managers said that they hoped their teams would be able to do. And now we hope that they can maintain the entertainment for the second 45 minutes. Steve McMahon and Jan Mulby, who were involved with the goal with Ian Rush. And how typical that Ian Rush not only scored it, but as Trevor Brooking pointed out, also played it back to Jan Mulby to start the move. Mulby and McMahon, nobody actually around the ball, but one of these two is going to have a crack at it. And it will be Mulby looking for the corner. Angry space. Belongs to Kenny Dalglish. There Foley just chews on. Subtle touch. He'd have struggled to make it, to be fair. Rush. Anderson goal side. O'Leary. Oh, that's not well done by O'Leary. Walsh. Johnson over to the right if anybody sees him. Spackman might. Hayes a little bit slow to cover the area. Really didn't do much service for his side there. Just got in the way, Hayes, without ever being in a position to make a challenge. But it was O'Leary's mistake that started it. Johnston looking for the short one when he gets it. Whelan. And Lukic having to move his feet very quickly indeed. Walsh on the penalty spot. Spackman number 4 this side. Gillespie number 2. It's Spackman who comes with it. And John Lukic came an awful long way, but at least once committed kept going, but he was beaten by the flight of the ball.
Well, I don't like repeating myself, but it just seems exactly like the first half. The midfield players of Arsenal, young Paul Davis and Rocastle, seem to be feeling the legs a little, and they're not getting into the match. Steve Williams, who should be really instrumental in setting up things and keeping things together, seems to have lost it. Liverpool and everything in the middle of the field. Having said that, they haven't scored. Can Arsenal find some reserves of strength to pull themselves back into this game and get the ascendancy again?
Davis. Hayes never attacked them on the outside at any stage that I can remember. Sansom. Hayes. Anderson. Oh, it bobbled a bit. Oh, no. Well, I'm glad he didn't protest, because, quite frankly, that must have been close to a booking for the Arsenal player for blatant acting. Whelan. Walsh. Rush is in the inside right position. Spackman in the middle. Rush brushed his head, comes to Johnston. Spackman. I think that was probably aimed for McMahon, who was moving behind Spackman. Williams wants it left side. Hayes hasn't made up his mind. He's got to go on his own now. To put it mildly, he lacked a bit of pace. McMahon going rather quicker. Rush to the left. Oh! The brush of the brow and the brush of the post. And John Lukic and George Graham will be hugely relieved. Canny piece of play. There was a difference then between young Martin Hayes and the more experienced Steve McMahon, who is not that much older, 25 to 21, but McMahon made up his mind what he was going to do. Martin Hayes didn't. In fact, Martin Hayes had run at the defence, could have gone on with a bit of pace and caused them a lot of trouble, but didn't appreciate the fact. Well, it's April the 5th, not November the 5th, but somebody's given us a firecracker. Rush. Mulberry. Johnston's cross. It's a magnificent claim. Had an hour of the contest. The score is 1-1. Liverpool well on top. Arsenal here in possession. Rocastle. Nicholas, Rocastle, crowded out, did well. Rush. Mulby, great control by Rush. And he's gone for the return, which Adams cuts out. And wins for the second time. Williams, good ball. Nicholas. Gwynn making the diagonal run. Nobody else filling in. Nicholas. And still. Trying to beat the law of averages as well as find defenders. Nicholas once more. Nicholas still. No. Says the referee. Well, that one was a great deal closer than the previous one. Nicholas squirming through everything. It's Gillespie who makes the challenge. No, the referee was 100% right. He had to make his decision first time. I got the advantage of a second look. Hayes. Trip by Johnston.
Yeah, it's great end-to-end stuff now, Barry. And Liverpool under the cosh a little bit. A few of the players trying to calm it down and play them way out of a defensive situation there, which got them in all sorts of problems, and now they let Charlie Nicholas in.
Being waved at the Arsenal end. 5 gunners in attacking positions. 9 Liverpudlians to try and get the marking right, and they didn't. And that was a rather unlike Liverpool piece of defence. Walsh trying to run Williams. Good advantage play by Mr. Shapter. But not a good cross by Walsh. Hayes. This will keep possession, not quite in the way intended. Rocastle. Quinn pulls away. Mulby. Rocastle. Nicholas. Anderson forward a little reluctantly. Lovely try. The referee saw that as accidental. Davis. No way, says to Rocastle. Spackman and Whelan on this line. It's a great ball. Nicholas! What a moment to miss kick. Sansom. Anderson is forward again. And Whelan! Well, you can say he had faith in his goalkeeper. Well, I think we're going to see the boss. Kenny Dalglish preparing to come on as a substitute. And if he does so, he'll set a new record for the club of 15 appearances at Wembley in club competitions. At the moment he shares that at 14 with Phil Neal. Here's Ronnie Whelan. Scored 3 times in League Cup finals. Jan Mulby. Whelan. Forced out of it by Anderson. Rocastle. And try again. Davis. Sansom moving up to the left. Ball a bit punched down the middle. Arsenal have 3. Liverpool have lots. Nicholas. A bit of a tease. Corner. "20 minutes left on an increasingly warm afternoon. That's in terms of the game. I'm not defying the rules of the weather. 1-1 the score. Adams on the near post, pulls away. Quinn. Nicholas. Well, he's delaying the moment. Kenny Dalglish. Arsenal have both substitutes warming up around the track.
I think really Kenny Dalglish is thinking that somebody needs to get control of the ball in the middle of the field. And he is probably one of the best players that's ever played in that position. So if his legs are good enough and he can do the running to go along with it, then it's a good decision.
Walsh. Johnston. Still have time to go back and collect it. And still. Side netting. And the substitution is to be made. They're holding a number 9. It certainly won't be that. It's Walsh who is to be replaced. And now Quinn is also to be substituted as Dalglish takes his place. And on comes Perry Groves. I know he'll take it in the right spirit. If I suggest that he's the new lad, Dalglish, who rightly claimed the initial attention. 17 minutes of the normal 90 remaining. It's Groves who gets the first touch. lacked a little bit of pace, Bobby, down that left side. Perry Groves.
Well, the lads seem to be labouring a little bit. You know, they feel a little leggy, I think. They've had a long, hard season, and the ground's probably a little bit tacky, and it takes a lot out of you. A lot of players seem to be trying to stop cramp from coming by giving themselves a little massage, but I think that any new blood is going to influence the match.
Ita Quinn is not there for the free kick. Groves! We're back to the comics again, or very nearly. Perry Groves, who has appeared at Wembley once before. But on that occasion he didn't get a header, as he did here in 1987. That occasion 7 years ago, he was a ball boy in the final between Arsenal and West Ham United. Arsenal lost, incidentally. Ball was out. Away from the end of normal 90 minutes. The score now is at 1-1. If it still is, when the 90 minutes have elapsed, there will be half an hour of extra time. The moment of respite gives me the chance to tell you that Dalglish is now 15 appearances at Wembley for Liverpool, 6 League Cups, 1 FA Cup, 1 European Cup and 7 Charity Shields. Davis. It's a contest of arms if ever I saw one. Well played, Steve McLaren.
What a good substitution Perry Groves has been. He's actually had a spring for a header which probably no one else was capable of, and he looks as though he wants to get forward, and he's using what pace he's got. The mere fact that he's come on and his fresh legs have proved really a very good substitution.
10 minutes away from the end of 90. 1-1 the score. Still 1-1. Sanson. Groves. He's away from Gillespie. Nicholas and Rocastle in the area. Nicholas! Yes! Got a deflection, I think. Substitute who made it, and Nicholas who scored it. Goes away from Gillespie. Yes, it got a deflection. Grobbelaar was going the other way. I think it came off Ronnie Whelan. Yes, indeed it did. And Arsenal make a second substitution, bringing Michael Thomas into the fray in place of Martin Hayes. So the countdown begins against the might of Liverpool and the record of Ian Rush. Before today, Liverpool had played 144 matches in which he'd scored. 122 have been won, 22 have been drawn, none had been lost. Scored today in the 145th, but Liverpool are on the wrong end of a 2-1 score. And on the North Bank at Highbury, which has moved to Wembley for the day, they believe the cup is theirs.
There's Perry Groves, and who can't say that the substitutes have actually had a bearing on the result. He's done fantastically well whenever he's come on the field, since he's come on the field. He's been aggressive, he's been fast, he's been very aware at that particular time of where Charlie was before he actually played the ball to him for the goal.
Free kick construction. Oh, that's a good try. Stevie Williams who struck it. left. Arsenal 2, Liverpool 1. The same score as in 1971. Third time these two teams have met in a Wembley final. Arsenal have won the previous two. The other one was in 1950. Man scored 2 goals on that occasion too. One Reg Lewis. And I think I'm right in saying it was the same number shirt. Kenny Sansom. Thomas determined to enjoy his few moments. Viv Anderson. Rocastle wants it. Is offside. Signals going out as to how many minutes left. 3 fingers raised. Could be rather more than that in the glass later this evening if they hang on. Venison for Liverpool. Venison in danger of being a loser here twice for 2 different clubs. Thomas just banged away. Here's Ronnie Whelan, who's known the delight of scoring crucial goals against Spurs and against Manchester United. Now the unlucky one to have turned Nicholas' shot in past his own goalkeeper. David O'Leary. Davy Rocastle. Arsenal now with 2 19-year-olds on the pitch, he and Thomas. Davis. 2 minutes left. Nicholas. Groves is offside.
Well, no matter what happens on this last 2 minutes, it's been one of the best finals you could ever wish to see at Wembley. Very competitive, good stuff. The referees handled it well, lots of chances, and terrific commitment from all pros. Good professional performance by both teams.
Dalglish has seen the lead in the league championship slip away. And now their invincibility in the League Cup competition is under the greatest possible threat. Spackman. Dalglish trying to play the dummy, but really he has been quite unable to get into the game. And we are now into the last minute. All the flags at one end, not one raised at the other. O'Leary away. Alan Hansen held the trophy here last May. Met by O'Leary, Ronnie Whelan, banged away by Kenny Sansom. Grobbelaar. Gillespie. Dalglish. Looking for Rush, but Rush was a few yards behind them. And the referee not seeing an infringement. Maybe an inquiry from Steve Williams to Mr. Shapka as to how long to go. Mr. Shapka looks at his watch. We're into stoppage time now. He's the Bonnie Prince this afternoon. George Graham comes out to meet his team. Arsenal are the first winners of the Littlewoods Cup. A lot of congratulations for Perry Groves, and justifiably. But the biggest smile is on the face of the bubbly one, Charlie Nicholas. I'm not sure that he's entirely answered the comments that were being made at half-time, but he's put the ball in the net twice, and that is what counts. Kenny Dalglish looking to shake the hands of the victors. And George Graham, in his first season as manager of Arsenal, has a piece of silverware to put on the sideboard as reward for their endeavours. Could not have imagined that it was possible. Consistently said that they weren't good enough to win the league championship, and he's been proved to be right in that. But here is a young side who have had a great season even before today, and have now proved it with something tangible.
And they're good losers. They'll be back and they'll still be challenging at the end of this season and next and the season after that, without question. But Arsenal's young lads having the moment, and why not? They've contributed to a fantastic season in the Football League, and I think that the young lads have had the rewards justified today. I must say, in the last 20 minutes, Charlie Nicholas probably did more than he's done for Arsenal since he arrived in the place. He was available, he was controlled, and I think that he had a fantastic game. But Liverpool going up for the medals. Good luck to them, both.
Take the trophy. This time has to walk past it. Receives his memento, which in every case is a small replica of the trophy. But it is as runner-up for Barry Venison for the second time. Craig Johnson, who certainly worked his heart out. Ronnie Whelan, who had no luck at the end there, certainly can't blame himself, he had to go in for the challenge. Gary Gillespie. And Ian Rush, a loser for the first time in a Liverpool shirt when he has scored in the match. Whether he touched the ball or not, I'm not sure. And Kenny Dalglish hasn't often known what it's like to feel a loser, but he has today. And Kenny Sansom, complete with cap. It seems to be the ritual these days, cap or a scarf. Raises the new trophy. I say new, it dates back to 1895 and used to be contested by the workers at the Furness shipyard. But it's now the Littlewoods Cup and goes to the winners of what used to be the League Cup. A trophy without handles, you note. Steve Williams certainly played his part. David Rocastle, the youngest player on the field. Martin Hayes, Paul Davis, one of the unsung heroes, Viv Anderson, Michael Thomas, who got into the action, Niall Quinn, Terry Groves, what a good substitution that was. Showed running power on the left and it proved vital. And Charlie Nicholas, who scored them both. Tony Adams and David O'Leary, who allowed Rush the one strike, but in the end it wasn't enough. George Graham, the Arsenal manager, what a start to his career in the chair at Highbury.